Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. As above, so below. In the Middle Eastern and North African region, there are a handful of locations that seem to be the focus for supernatural events. Turkey and Armenia is one, Algeria and Morocco is another, and of course, the Mesopotamian region in the northern parts of the Gulf is a third. Here, there is one entity from Sumerian mythology deemed as so powerful that according to local mythology, she either served as a gateway to a parallel reality, or she is a creator of monsters. Her name is Tiamat, and according to some French theorists, she could be the reason why this area has become the Middle East's equivalent of the Bermuda Triangle in the 21st century, where instead of unexplained disappearances, there are higher than normal frequency of appearances of strange creatures, anomalous events, and technology that should not exist. The creator of monsters. Who or what is the evil fictional deity known as Tiamat? Historians and archaeologists agree that she not only played an important role in the creation myth of ancient Mesopotamia, but she is also central to it. Writing for Ancient Origins, the archaeologist Wu Mingren states that she was the Mesopotamians' personification of the primordial sea, from which the first generation of gods were born. Although obviously not a real god, what she represented to the ancient Iraqis goes way beyond the creation of gods, but also the creation of monsters, and by that we mean all of them. With Islam and Christianity, there are arguments that states that the source of all dangerous paranormal phenomena is either demonic or from the jinn, an invisible race of mortal yet powerful human-like creatures. However, the ancient Sumerians had a very different concept. According to Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth, before Tiamat died, she had brought forth or given birth to monsters, demons, and various other creatures of Mesopotamian pantheon, including the first dragons, whose bodies she filled with poison instead of blood. Could this be the reason why there are so many anomalous events taking place in and around the northern part of the Gulf? From the harmless and benign, to the terrifying and probably life-threatening, the rare but occasional news reports from local media that speaks of these paranormal instances are intriguing. From a seemingly magical tree in the middle of the Bahraini desert that refuses to die, to mysterious fires and strange human-animal hybrids haunting the residents of Kuwait, to even the sightings of giants in neighboring South Asia's Afghanistan, to what could be the cause of them all in Iraq, an actual Einstein-Rosen bridge, or in other words, a Stargate. In her 2006 article, Stargate: The Sumerian Threat, Elizabeth Legg states that the Enuma Elish creation myth was allegorical. Like other theorists, both mainstream and fringe, the consensus is that the Sumerian gods and their tales are mostly written in a metaphorical format, where they are either entirely fictional or based on real historical events, places, and individuals, but expressed in a highly stylized prose. Within the Enuma Elish, where Tiamat gave birth to gods and monsters, Veg states that the process of her giving birth could be a euphemism for the term arrival. Thus, those gods and monsters arrived from somewhere else, somewhere far above, and where and maybe still are, being deposited here on Earth. As above, so below. So in other words, Tiamat herself was never a real person or entity, but instead a transportation device, like a Stargate, and just one of many. According to the author and journalist Richard Levitin, there are a total of 49 incomplete stargates in the Tigris-Euphrates River Valley. Although his sources for this information are extremely vague and highly questionable, his research does coincide with the theories of Elizabeth Veg. According to Veg, there is at least one important stargate within the Euphrates under the ruins and remains of the Mesopotamian city of Eridu. Furthermore, Levitin writes in his book Stars on the Earth that the Euphrates served as a construction hub, and that area is like an assembly shop. He states that what happened was that Stargate's parts were brought there and assembled prior to being relocated to other parts of the planet. In an earlier episode, we theorized that one such location is Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, while others talk about Stargates existing in places as far-flung and diverse as India and the Gobi Desert to Egypt and parts of Latin America. Of course, critics and skeptics can rightly point out that the existence of stargates in Iraq or anywhere else in the world is just the application of science fiction and not science fact, overlaid on real ancient Iraqi history. Therefore, it is our opinion that the use of sci-fi terms as part of an argument for the existence of real-life objects that goes beyond scientific understanding is self-defeating. Skeptics like Jason Colavito make compelling arguments that question the integrity of the existence of such machines because of his kind of language. He notes that the term Stargate has been used occasionally throughout fantasy fiction, even before the 1994 Roland Emmerich movie of the same name made it popular. Arthur C. Clarke used it to describe scenes from 2001, A Space Odyssey in 1968. Andre Norton's 1958 novel Stargate includes a similar portal and may have well been inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's idea that high-end mathematics and non-Euclidean physics could give access to hyperspace in the novel The Dreams in the Witch House. Yet, because this kind of technology is ever present in modern entertainment, that does not mean it does not exist. While the theories put out by theorist researchers, such as Veg and Levitin, is highly speculative at best, there is no smoke without fire. As we have shown in previous episodes, it seems very likely that our ancient ancestors were more technologically advanced than mainstream science makes them out to be that with or without alien intervention. Going on the assumption that stargates are real, let's focus our attention on the world's most famous one, a device said to have once been kept within Iraq's green zone. Unlike the 49 other devices allegedly scattered across the country, this one is rumored to be nearly fully functional and operational. The Green Zone was a heavily guarded diplomatic government area of closed-off streets in central Baghdad, where U.S. occupation authorities used to live and work. Shortly after the US-led incursion into Iraq began in the early 2000s, a paper written by political scientist Dr. Michael Saleh was published on expopolitics.org. Dr. Saleh proposed a theory that the whole region comprising of Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan is a vast energy portal that was strategically chosen as the home base for extraterrestrials known as the Anunnaki during the Sumerian era. We have covered the Anunnaki significantly in previous episodes. Links to those episodes can be found in the description box below. Like many archaeological discoveries in this corner of the Middle East, the Stargate was rumored to be a relic from the ancient Sumerian civilization circa 1500 BC. The gate was allegedly discovered in 1923 within the ancient structure known as Ziggurat of Ur, located southeast of Baghdad by Sir Charles Leonard Woolley, a British archaeologist. What happened in the years following Woolley's discovery is vague, as the alleged artifact was kept hidden from public record. But it is believed that over the past 80 years, Western foreign policy and intervention in the region, from World War II to present day, were driven by a goal to obtain this technology. How successful that goal was will be discussed in a forthcoming feature-length episode, where we will perform a hypothetical deep dive into ancient Iraqi history and attempt to piece together a modern mystery that involves Iran, Egypt, Russia, and the United States, and how these nations are applying real-world quantum mechanics in a manner that is not only influencing the present and the future of the Middle East, but also changing its past. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and consider helping the channel's growth on Patreon. Also, as I have mentioned, we have a very special episode that's a follow-up to this topic coming up, so remain on the lookout for it. If you're interested in more videos from the Middle East, please go to my personal channel. You'll find the link below. Feel free to subscribe and comment. I would love to hear what you have to say. Finally, as of when this current episode was uploaded, we were in the middle of a global pandemic, so all of you, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home, and just watch YouTube videos.